Hello, how are you? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you since signing date, I don't think. But for those of you that aren't aware, softball is up and running. I know when you look outside, it's hard to think about that with the snow and all. But we are 14 games into our season, and we're doing some things well right now. We've got some offense that is getting contributions throughout our lineup from both returning players and some new exciting young players, first-year players. Our defense has been very solid and making the routine plays. We currently, I think, also have, what do we have, Marla, about 12 double plays that we've turned or so. So we have some middle infielders working together well. That's a freshman shortstop I think you'll all be excited to see. And then most importantly in the circle, we're getting some good innings from both returning pitchers, Shalise Arnold, and then two exciting newcomer, two freshman pitchers for us, Brandy and Jade. So, consistently across the board, we've been doing those three things well, and we're looking forward to another exciting weekend. Coming off of having Big Ten Player of the Week and Alex Booker, who hit for the cycle. So Marla's investigating if that's been done in the Big Ten. She thinks one other time. And, those individual accolades are fun, but certainly the team wins are most exciting. The only challenge we've had is getting to the places that we're going. So there's a lot of travel stories behind arriving to these destinations with flights canceled and buses breaking down. But winners win is the bottom line. And, we still have a lot of hard work to do. Obviously, this is early in the season, but this team isn't afraid to do just that, work hard, and ready to head out to Cali and get the job done there.
How many freshmen you got in the starting lineup?
In the starting lineup, in the infield, at shortstop, we have a freshman, and the two corners are sophomores, and our other middle infielder at second is a sophomore. We have two freshmen usually on the mound, or one being a DP, Brandy and Jade. And then in the outfield, we either have Nicole Evans or Kylie Johnson. That's a freshman and a sophomore. Of upperclassmen in our lineup, we have senior Jenna Mitchko behind the plate or Jessica Perkins, and then Alex Booker in the outfield and Brittany Sanchez. Other than that, of our 9 starters or 10 in the lineup, usually 7 are freshmen or sophomores. And that's really how we ended last season, if you remember. We ended really with about 6 freshmen, those girls now being sophomores with a lot of playing experience under them, having seen both sides of the game, the good and the bad. And we tried to build off of that and bring that momentum into the start of this season. And I do think their experiences have helped with our schedule thus far. We never call freshmen, though, in softball here. We always call them first-year players, and that goes way back to when we started the program and only had freshmen. I didn't want them to think they were freshmen or come out having an excuse or a crutch to fall back on that they're young. I always like having young players on your team, or a majority of them. I think they do good things, so we always call our freshmen first-year players. In softball, they have so much experience under them by the time they get to this level that we throw them to the wolves right away with a fairly aggressive schedule, and I think they're responding really well. But, we're still green and growing, and we have practice here shortly, and we'll work on some things that we still could have done better this past weekend in Texas.
Are any of these freshmen redshirted?
No, none of them are. We haven't had any of those. We currently have another freshman that would probably be getting some playing time with us who is out right now with a broken hand, kind of broken finger, Alyssa Gunther. But other than that, we have everyone back. Last year, Jamie Scotty, who played a lot of second base for us defensively, she is redshirting this year with shoulder injury. She had off-season surgery.
How far do you have to travel before you move from the bus to the plane?
Well, we always take our bus from here either to Chicago area airports or to Indy, and then we get on our regular flights, commercial airlines, and then we head to the next destination where we get picked up by a bus there and then head to the hotel and sometimes get up a few hours later to play ball. That's the life of softball. And, our players certainly are used to the rigors of travel and all that. It's the coaches when you get older that, have to adjust a little bit more. But we're definitely on planes, trains, and automobiles in softball. And we travel to play usually if you follow us 5 games in a weekend. So we get right to it. We're usually playing at 9 in the morning. And 2 weekends ago, we actually finished our game against Tennessee. It was about 1 in the morning, actually. And they're not so bad. They're number 1 at the time and all. But we were awake for that one for sure. It was a good contest. But that's part of what you do in softball to get games in, obviously. When back home, we wouldn't be able to be outside. Although we do have that home tournament coming up in 3 weeks that you're all going to help get our field ready for, right?
So does that mean for a game at Columbus or a weekend at Columbus or a weekend at Iowa?
Okay.
you bus there?
Once we're into the Big Ten season, we bus primarily to all our destinations, and that has so much to do as well with we're playing 3 games in a weekend against them, and we don't have a clock. Like, you've got basketball coming here shortly where the clock ends the game, and they might have overtime. But as you know, Lauren, innings can be long, or there's delays with weather and all, and so it's difficult to plan much air travel around a softball schedule. Heading to Penn State this year, we are going to fly though. We've done both, and if you can imagine that, but we do have to play a little bit earlier on Sunday to be able to catch a flight to get back as well. So those charter flights are great. If anyone wants to, help us out with that, go right ahead. But we'll save those for the postseason and all. But our players are never distracted by travel or the weather or the umpires or anything like that. That's such a big part of our game. The mental side of the game. And I've been really pleased with these young players how actually mentally tough they've been. You'll be excited to see Brandy Needham on the mound throw, and she's already faced some of the best teams in the country and really sticks to her game plan. And we have our shortstop Ruby Rivera, who's a first-year player, and she saved we had a no-hitter going with Shalise Arnold last week into the 7th inning with 1 out, and she probably saved 2 earlier hits, just on her talent, stealing a couple balls in the 6th hole. She's very exciting to watch play, and again, we have those returners that just have some experience under their belt. But we'll have a big challenge this weekend, heading out to Long Beach, California, where we play 5 games. We will, play a couple of those California teams, and you'll be ready to be challenged by them. And in with UCLA, who's undefeated right now on Sunday.
Who's ranked in the Big Ten?
In the Big Ten, Michigan is currently, I think, 6th, and then Nebraska is about 12th or so. I think the polls just come out today. Minnesota is, I think, about 16th or so. They've got all of Michigan and Nebraska have their entire teams back from the World Series teams they had last year. They're very strong. Minnesota's probably got one of the best pitchers in the country, besides the Big Ten, as a senior back, and they're doing really well at this point. And I think several of us are knocking on the door as well. Northwestern has started out real strong, and we're all in the hunt. You don't pay too much attention to what everybody's doing till it's time to play ball against them. But there's a lot of parity in our conference this year. It's going to be a really exciting Big Ten season for everybody. And you have to come ready to go, and it's who's playing consistent softball at that time of the year. We're excited about our start. That was a goal of our team, having not started very well the previous season. And now you just want to maintain that and obviously be at your best at the end of the year. And, just stay to the grind and continue to have great preparation and believe in what you do.
Anything else for Terri?
All right, we'll see you again. Thank you.